Hi, I'm Kate from Zen Stitching, and today I'm going to share with you a great little tip that I like to use to transfer some of the more complex Sashiko designs onto fabric. It's using the dissolvable Solvi product, and what I really like about it is it's very easy to run through the printer, print your design onto it, and then you stick it onto your fabric. So let's change camera angles and I'll show you the process. Today we're going to talk about how to use the dissolvable fabric templates, and I've got one here that is in a shape of a heart, and I'm going to apply it on top of a patch that I've already whip stitched around the edges. If this is an effect that you're interested in learning, I'll put a link to how to do this because I have another video that shows you how to do this step by step. So what I want to do first is I'm actually going to cut quite close to the edge of this. That just means that when I come to place it down on top of my patch, I have a better idea of how the finished design is going to look. It also means that I can use these little bits as well for another project if I wish. So I could then, if I wanted to, draw on top of the spare bits, and that means I don't have to worry about drawing directly onto my fabric, and then it will just simply dissolve when I run it underwater. So there we have our heart shape, and you can see that now I can really get an idea of where I'd like to place my heart on my patch. I was thinking centered, but it doesn't hurt just to move it around a bit to get an idea of where the placement might work best. So for me, I do like the idea of it being centered, so I'm making a point of lining up this line here with this line of the patch, which is from an old pair of jeans. So the next step we want to do is peel the top layer off. Throw the paper backing away, and then we place this down onto our fabric. So what I'm looking for now is to make sure the distance from the bottom of the heart is the same as the distance from the top of the heart. And then we can place that down like that. Make sure it's stuck reasonably well. Now it means we can start stitching. So following the rules of the hitomezashi stitch, which is where we stitch horizontally, then vertically, and then we come in and do our diagonals. So the first thing I will do is I will start stitching back and forward. So you can see that all the horizontals have been stitched. So now I'm looking to stitch all the verticals, so up and down, again in this similar manner. So I started here and worked my way across in rows, and this is what reinforces the patch and makes the fabric really strong because it's echoing the way fabric is woven with a warp and a weft. So now I'm going to come back in and stitch from top to bottom and back up again all the way along. And with traditional Sashiko, you would want to gather as many stitches as you possibly could onto your needle in this running stitch style. But because I'm stitching through 3 or 4 layers of fabric when you include the fabric solvi as one of the layers, it makes quite stiff stitching, and so it's easier to do each stitch individually and work it through. So now that I've stitched my verticals, I'm now going to come in and do the horizontal. So I'll go the horizontal going back and forth this way, and then coming back and doing them this way, and that's going to form the pattern. And here I have stitched all of the diagonals going in one way, and now I'm going to come back and do that in the following way, the opposite way, and that's going to complete the pattern. So now we're at the stage where we're ready to dissolve the transfer. So what I'd like to do is get warm running water, and I'll just massage it under the water until this solvay disappears. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean the world to me if you press the like button below. And if you'd like to learn more tips and tricks like this, click the subscribe button and I'll send you updates when I post new videos to YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and wishing you many happy hours of creativity.